I understand that you are interested in metaphysics.
I don't know, but rational materialism only seems to generate recipes. It offers no meaning for why I am here.
That is a conundrum. Many beings have been asking that question, with few definitive answers. In all of history, only a few people have come up with solutions that are testable or useful in any way for conscious beings such as ourselves.
What are these solutions? This is very important to me, as I find the idea of a purely mechanistic universe terrifying.
Well, the partial solutions appear solipsistic in nature and have to do with acceptance of self as the center of the universe. Some of these go so far as to pronounce the awareness God. These interpretations are supported by relativity and the discovery of observer effects in quantum physics and psychology. They are also reinforced by the recognition that everything you know has happened within your own experience. That is, all your own perception of reality has taken place internally, and you can generate no proofs for a universe outside of your experience. This form of philosophy equates the universe with your own experience of it.
But that line of thinking, then, leaves me alone in a universe of complex interactions and events over which I appear to have very limited control. I do not appear to be a powerful God. In fact, my awareness suggests that I am often subject to forces much more powerful than myself.
So then, is the problem with this perception the recognition of your lack of control? If so, then the solution must be in the acquisition of power.
That still leaves me alone in my own universe. Even if it were possible, I think that after a short time I would tire of this experience. It all seems very masturbatory.
This is probably one of the reasons the Buddha stated that life is suffering, or more accurately that awareness itself is awareness of suffering. Both he and Lao Tzu formulated similar solutions to this dilemma, though they are stated somewhat differently.
Well, what are their solutions then? Your last answers have left me with a creeping existential dread.
Just wait, I don't think you have realized the full horror of your situation. Lao Tzu in formulating Taoism states that the ultimate reality is nothingness, that nothing means anything, and that we all wait to be ground back into dust under the wheels of time. He then goes on to cheerfully say that the best use of our time is perfecting our ability in non-doing.
Oh God, choking waves of Sartre's nausea are overcoming my rationality. Please tell me there is another solution.
Glad to see you recognize the existential nihilism in that philosophy. Buddha goes one further, by claiming that we actually reincarnate eternally and are faced with the same problems of awareness until we become conscious enough to enter non-existence willingly. The ultimate goal of his system is using psychological techniques to purify the awareness until it can perceive nirvana, or non-being, and enter it willingly. He also implied that this was the most pleasant of all possible experiences.
So, that is your answer then. The solution to existence is non-existence. That is absurd. You have answered my question about the meaning of life with a paradox that seems unreconcilable. I am more confused now than when I got here.
That is what you get for asking a philosophical question, and it is not so bad. All inquiries of this nature end in paradoxes, and this is in itself proof of the dualistic nature of our reality. This is the subject-object split of our experience, and the very boundary of the mind. If you can transcend this dilemma, I should think that you will have your own reasonable solution. Plus, just feel how squishy it makes your mind. That is half the reason I practice philosophy.
That is a very strange thing to say. I am beginning to think that you are a very strange person.
That may, in fact, be an accurate statement, but like all statements, it is true in one sense. It is false in one sense, and it is meaningless in one sense. It is also true and false in one sense. True and meaningless in one sense. It is false and meaningless in one sense, and true, false, and meaningless in one sense. It is also in no sense nonsense. Can't I recite to you a poem?
If you really think it's necessary.
At this point it must be, as the sun sets at the center of his system. So the soul shines brightly at the center of the constellation of self-bestowing, light and life. Confuse not the mind for that which contemplates.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
50 cents.
What?
Daddy gets a what? You know what I'm saying.
Are you begging me for change?
Before you go and get your drawers all twisted. You kids gotta recognize philosophy don't pay.
What do you mean? The pursuit of knowledge is its own reward, isn't it?
Nah, you are better off being a comfortable plumber than worrying over existential dilemmas. As far as I'm concerned, too much thinking makes one practically unemployable.
Oh well, I guess we can make some sort of living hustling cheap internet videos.
And I hear McJunkburger is hiring. Can you spare a brother a cup of coffee?
Absolutely not.